Drazen kind of went back and forth, if I remember correctly. Drazen went back and forth with it too. And Drazen was a very good player. Jordan was tough. We didn't have any special rules or nothing like that. He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Gugliotta back the other way. 3-on-1. McClain rejected by Jordan.
Before going forward, hit subscribe button and press bell icon for notification of every upcoming video.
3-on-1. McClain rejected by Jordan from behind.
Jordan was a great player, man. Period. It didn't matter what years he played. He just was a great competitor, great player.
The Indiana Pacers are still fuming from what happened last night in their own building when the Bulls came to play and fight. Pacers coach Bob Hill and guard Reggie Miller accused the league of a double standard in dealing or not dealing with Michael Jordan, based on last night's scuffle that got Hill and Miller ejected, but not the marquee player in the league.
I think, especially the first objective was not to foul him, to put him at the free throw line. The second one was, to make him shoot outside shots that were contested as much as possible.
Jordan gets the step on Day. He had 15 apiece. Michael makes the drive. He takes off, and guess what? Comes the other. Paxson to Pippen. 3-on-2 to Jordan. And the foul. Down the lane, he gets it from. He goes up. He's going to whack himself here. Whap out of his hand over to. There it is.
Hey, but it was an outstanding game. I think that's when he realized that that his jumper. That's when he really started shooting his jump shot, and that's when he started really making a lot of threes and developed that nice touch from the outside.
They triple team him. Now Kemp goes away. Over the head to Horace Grant. Horace pushed out of bounds. Back to Michael for 3. On the way, good. Under 20 now. Bulls with the lead. They go all the way down the floor. Michael for 3. Yes! Oh, buzzer beater.
Well, the 92-93 season was great for us, the Phoenix Suns. It's the best record they ever had in the league. We had the best record in the league. We had the MVP in Charles Barkley, and we were determined to win the championship.
You agree or disagree? Charles Barkley is a great, great player, but Michael Jordan is in a class by himself, clearly superior to anybody else in the league.
Have another drink, Bob. I would never say another player is better than me.
They want to play good defense without fouling right now. There is a 7-second disparity between the shot clock and the game clock. Jordan, yes, and it counts!
It would have been better for Charles to foul him all the way than halfway fouling.
2 18-year-olds accused of murdering the father of basketball star Michael Jordan appeared in court. Daniel Green, who had already spent time in jail for assault, and Larry Dimery, who was under indictment for armed robbery, are good friends. They are both being held without bail.
When I lose the sense of motivation and the sense of to prove something as a basketball player, it's time for me to move away from the game of basketball.
Most of the world was shocked. Here's a guy that was still in his prime. This is a guy who still had a lot of good years ahead of him. And I refused to believe it. And I sat back and I watched all the TV coverage, and I was just waiting for an explanation that would somehow make it all make sense.
Yeah, I think my
I don't think that was him. He didn't come back yet, but he's thinking about it.
I don't think he faked his retirement.
You know, with that guy, you never know what he's going to do next.
You can't blame the man. The man just want to play the game.
Did Michael Jordan fake his retirement?
Michael, I want you to know, I've been around this game for 50 years. This is the biggest thrill of my life, just seeing you in a baseball uniform. Because I remember talking to your dad, and he used to tell me how you and he used to go out in the backyard down home, and he'd throw the ball to you, and then you'd get a little bat, and he'd pitch it to you. And now you're trying to fulfill the dream that all of us had as a kid.
So initial impression is very difficult.
The greatest.
I think in my heart of hearts, I think that his basketball career is over. It's a decision, and Michael's, he's got the advantage of looking at the decision and deciding one way or the other. But I think that, in my personal feelings, I think that, I've seen the end of Michael Jordan as a player for the Chicago Bulls, and I'd be really pleasantly surprised if he came back.
Well, I'm at the Berto Center, and I think there was 5 of us there total, and they have a curtain that they had, so we couldn't see the practices, but I could hear the practice. And because I was one of the only people that had covered Michael Jordan before he retired, I heard something behind that window, actually that curtain I should say, and that was the sound of a Michael Jordan practice.
Two-word statement which is now just begging to have a Nike campaign built around it, quote unquote, "I'm back." That's all Jordan said on Saturday. That was really all Jordan needed to say as his 17-month retirement came to an end. He will be back on Sunday when the Bulls play the Pacers, and probably not so coincidentally, the game is on national TV.
From North Carolina, number 45, Michael Jordan.
We talk about Killer Instinct as the desire to succeed, like this tenacity, this relentlessness. And I think Tim Grover wrote a book called Relentless, I believe is the title of the book. But it's this stick-to-itiveness in the Buddhist tradition we would talk about. It's right effort. It goes from, you go from having making an enthusiastic effort and persisting to getting to a level where effort creates energy. So you have this access to tremendous power, tremendous energy. And so I say that would be it. So when everybody else, when it gets very chaotic, when there's a lot of chaos, everybody else might be kind of like frenetic, but MJ would be the eye of a hurricane. That's how I came up with the name of my company. The more chaos, the more calm he would get.
Lonzo Mourning's been up here, Patrick Ewing's been up here, Shaquille O'Neal's been up here. What better place to play someone pickup basketball?
Those were very competitive games because it was kind of nice because being a former UCLA player, we would see those games up at Pauley and at the men's gym during the summer. But now everybody came out to the Jordan Dome, one, because it was MJ being on the West Coast during the summer, so that was a big deal. Two, you're at Warner Brothers on the studio, so I don't know how much you know about the process or the protocol of Hollywood. You don't get access to the lot unless you have something to do. So that's just a big deal, getting on the lot. And Warner Brothers Studios, Warner Brothers lot is like one of the big lots, big studios in the world. So having access to that was a big deal. And the fact that you're coming there to play on this thing called the Jordan Dome, which was built specifically for Michael so he could practice. It was all, Warner Brothers treated him very well, but deservingly so. You know, the joke around Hollywood was that Michael Jordan is the only person that can get Hollywood executives to give up their parking space, because we took all the executive parking spaces to make the Jordan Dome exist.
High standard that he sets, that other players coming up should strive to. Just night in and night out, you got Michael's best, and it's because he prepared to be the best night in and night out. He knew people were there to watch him play, and he wanted to give them a good show. So he prepared himself from the weightlifting to the training.
Michael give us 50 next game. They couldn't even be happy that they won because Mike was shooting so bad that they knew that he was going to have another level game the next game and take it out on them to make up for what he was not doing. They were actually pulling for Mike to hit shots so that he wouldn't do it to him the next game. Like, they couldn't even be happy about winning that game. And I was like, man, the power of Michael Jordan is amazing. That he got an entire squad shook.
I had a lot of things on my heart, on my mind. I had the good fortune of a team who came in and played extremely well. I just had a lot to think about, and maybe my mind wasn't geared to where it was, but I think deep down inside it was geared to what was most important to me, which was my family and my father not being here to see this, and I'm just happy that the team kind of pulled me through it, because it was a tough time for me.
Seattle Supersonics on Father's Day, and that was Michael's first championship following the death of his father. So when he took that basketball, wrestled it from Randy Brown, and fell to his knees, and then fell again in the trainer's room. And we heard it on The Last Dance, sobbing. Emotional win for Michael Jordan in that last NBA final in 1996. That NBA final in 1996.
She raised
Yeah.
Yeah.